In years to come, Sarada Uchiha will most likely become the 9th Hokage, the first Uchiha Hokage ever, but her path won't be an easy one. Because of her past, she will have no choice but to not only acknowledge, but accept a dark, vengeful past. That's not exactly associated with her per se, but will always follow her because of her ancestors. This was a video I wanted to make for a while. I feel like I shortly discussed it in other videos in the past, but I never really dove into this topic how I really wanted to. And now that Sarada has so much more character development than the last time I talked about it, it's really the perfect time to discuss it. So before we get into this little discussion that I have for y'all today, please don't forget to drop that like if you enjoy content like this. We are less than 30 subscribers away from 11K, so if we can hit that goal off this video alone, that would be amazing, guys, for real. But without further ado, let's get into it. Sarada Uchiha, besides Boruto and Kawaki, she remains the most important character of this series because of her power, potential impact in the story, and bloodline. Sarada strives to become the Hokage someday, but not any Hokage. She wants to become one just like Naruto, and because of that, she looks up to him, just like how Boruto looks up to Sasuke. The story is set to mirror Boruto and Sarada just like Naruto and Sasuke, but in their own unique way. Boruto is well on his way to becoming what he envisioned himself to be, a Shadow Hokage, someone who is able to influence change and prevent calamities from arising without anyone knowing or giving him any praise. In fact, technically he already became a Shadow Hokage. He became this once he returned to Konoha to stop Code from raining havoc in the village. But when we look at Sarada, her goal is honestly a bit harder to obtain than Boruto's. Because unlike Boruto, Sarada wants to be acknowledged in the light. But she needs to know that being Hokage doesn't mean you'll be acknowledged and accepted. But it's when you're already accepted and acknowledged by everyone when you're truly qualified to become Hokage. So that's why I say her goal is harder than Boruto's. He doesn't need acceptance to protect from the shadows. Hence why it's called Shadow Hokage. But there was something holding her back from truly reaching that potential. A great fear she had hidden inside of her that subconsciously held her back. Not only mentally, but physically as well. Let's take it from the top. Let's discuss when I feel this fear started to manifest. And I feel it was during Momoshiki's first manifestation in Boruto's body. Because this was the first time we can actually see how dangerous the karma truly is. And you can see on her face how concerned Sarada is for Boruto. She wanted to help him. And the fact that she couldn't brought up a deep sense of anger within her that she didn't really understand at first. And this would become a reoccurring theme for her character for a while. I mean, to learn that your friend almost lost his life for good and you couldn't do anything to help, it has to take a toll on you eventually. This anger that she was feeling was caused by her own powerlessness. Other than that, she just wanted to be able to help him more. And time again, more and more catastrophes would present itself to Boruto in the village, and over again, Sarada really couldn't do anything to help. Even when confronted by Kawaki, it wasn't her saving Boruto. Surprisingly, it was Boruto saving her. So now she has to swallow the fact that because of her, Boruto lost his right eye. The one person she's trying to protect is in even more pain because of her. So she's not making anything better. She never has. If anything, she's making things worse. When Boruto lost his life due to omnipotence being casted over the world, this is when I feel like this fear was at its peak. Sarada was not only conflicted, but she was at her breaking point. Her fear became a reality again. But this time, there was even more pressure on her because if there was anyone that could do something to help, it would be her. She was one of the only people unaffected by omnipotence, so there would be nobody to really help Boruto but her. This great fear opened up a sense of trauma within her that eventually caused her to awaken her Mangekyo Sharingan. That's how we can tell that protecting Boruto is so important to her. Plus, hearing that the person she admires the most is now dead, her whole world was crashing down right in front of her eyes. And she really couldn't do anything about it. So all those factors contributed to her breaking, not just Boruto. So her finally acknowledging this weakness that she had and accepting it was her first step into truly becoming Hokage. She didn't even realize it, But protecting Boruto is Sarada's test, quote unquote. Actually, she herself made this her test psychologically. Now she feels in order for her to become Hokage, she has to be able to protect Boruto. Actually, not only protect Boruto, but do whatever she can to fix the current circumstances that's presented to her right now. And for that, just like Naruto, she will have to confront hatred itself. To explain it a bit more, let's look at Naruto's test. Naruto felt like in order for him to become Hokage, he needed to save Sasuke from hatred. It's clear enough that everyone acknowledged Naruto as a comrade worthy of becoming Hokage before their final fight, but in order for Naruto to acknowledge himself as the Hokage, this was something he needed to do. It's even something he kept telling himself over and over again. How can I become Hokage if I can't even save one friend? He could have had all the feats in the world, but the most important one to him was saving Sasuke, because if he couldn't save Sasuke, he wouldn't feel like he's worthy of becoming Hokage. And along with Sasuke, he was not only able to unite the 5 great nations to vanquish a great evil, but he was also able to conquer his own hatred. So that right there is proof that in order for someone to become a true Hokage, they themselves have to feel worthy of being Hokage. And as for Naruto, he aced his test. But as for Sarada, she just now realized that protecting Boruto is her own test. That's the path she has to take in order to become Hokage. So now that Sarada has truly accepted herself, and accepted what truly makes her strong, she now has the power to do what she was always meant to do, and that's to protect Boruto. And to protect Boruto, she's gonna use her power to have a major impact in the story as far as returning order. Sasuke confirmed to Boruto that her eyes will become a great help moving forward, as well as believing that only Boruto and Sarada can fix this current situation. So it's very much possible that she will play a heavy role in not only defeating the Shinju like she already is helping to do, but also possibly reversing omnipotence and possibly helping Boruto rescue Naruto and Hinata. And that's where everything I wanted to talk about comes into play. Because for that to happen, she will eventually have to confront hatred just like Naruto, Kawaki's unwavering hatred of the Otsutsuki, the history of hatred surrounding the Uchiha, even her own growing hatred. For the longest time, I said that because of Sarada's goal to protect Boruto, this would cause her to clash with Kawaki sometime down the line, whether it's a verbal or a physical conflict. 2 different ideals that involve the same person. A conflict is inevitable. So the way Sarada goes about handling Kawaki's hatred going forward is going to be very important character development for her. In this aspect, Kawaki is similar to Sasuke, but they're equally as different at the same time. I wouldn't say it's wrong for Kawaki to hate Otsutsuki and just want them gone from the world. They are a threat to the earth, but at the same time, it's wrong about how he's treating Boruto because of something that was out of his control. So his hatred is actually more harmful than helpful in this situation. And because of it, the village now has no true Hokage and is currently in shambles. So no, how Kawaki is going about this situation is wrong. He's being blinded by his undying hatred of the Otsutsuki. So much so that he can't even realize how much his choices are hurting others. Innocent people, by the way. Sarada and Kawaki have quietly had a few confrontations already, but I feel soon with Sarada's awakening, the peak of this conflict will show itself soon enough. Over time, Sarada has slowly shown more and more dislike for Kawaki. For her, Kawaki is the embodiment of her past fear. He was the reason why everything changed so suddenly, as well as why Boruto's in the predicament he's in now. So faced with that, I wonder how she will react. Also, learning the truth of Naruto's disappearance, this is likely to be a big moment for Sarada. And how she goes about confronting this is a big deal in her path to becoming Hokage. Of course, this isn't entirely Sarada's fight, because Boruto is the one that will have to take on all of Kawaki's hatred in the end, but Sarada will have a major role in helping him. Even though Sarada aims to become Hokage, she cannot take on everything by herself. She still should rely on her friends to help. This isn't only her fight, it's everyone's fight. Everyone has their own role they need to follow, and defeating Kawaki is not one of her roles. Like I said earlier, Sarada will have to confront the past hatred of the Uchiha. Not because I feel like she needs to, as an Uchiha herself. Even though I really would want that, it's gonna be because she is an Uchiha. Her wanting to become Hokage is a big deal. So big that if she ever really becomes Hokage, there might be some political problems. Not problems on Sarada's end per se, but it will most likely have to do with her being the daughter of Sasuke Uchiha, a criminal previously listed in the Konoha Bingo book. The kidnapping of Killer Bee, the attack on the 5 Kage summit, which made him an international threat I might add, as well as his actions following the defeat of Kaguya. And her uncle didn't make it any easier for her either. He's been in the Bingo book for years. He committed mass genocide, defected from the village, and joined the Akatsuki, who is responsible for the abduction of Jinchuriki across the 5 great nations, as well as Kage. I understand that things have been done to clear both Itachi and Sasuke's name, but the mass majority of the public is still ignorant to the truth about Itachi or Sasuke's efforts to stop the war, as well as his atonement and redemption. For example, after Kakashi became Hokage, he tried to honor Itachi's sacrifice and acknowledged his role as a hero who saved the Leaf Village. But like I said, most of the villagers are ignorant to the truth. Civilians, as well as some shinobi as well, even about Itachi's contributions in the war. Being Hokage is about being acknowledged and accepted by the mass majority of the public, no matter of how ignorant they may be to Konoha's darker past. And it could very well be the case that there still could be some underlying hatred for the Uchiha still residing in the village. I say Uchiha as a whole, and not just Sasuke and Itachi, because although they are major contributors to the backlash and hate Sarada may receive because of her blood, the Uchiha clan as a whole doesn't have the best track record in Konoha. I mean, when we look at guys like Madara and Obito, both being Uchiha, it definitely doesn't help that cause. So for Sarada to become Hokage, she will not only have to acknowledge and learn about her clan's history, as well as her father's story, but she will have to try twice as hard to reach Hokage status just like Naruto. She will have to prove herself to the village that she is worthy to be accepted as Hokage. That's why in order for that to happen, she has to be a major contributor to ending this current catastrophe. Only then will people recognize her as a true Hokage, worthy of being in the same conversation as Naruto. Naruto dealt with the same discrimination all his life because of the Nine Tails, but through his efforts alone, he earned the trust and camaraderie of everyone in the village. During the Pain Invasion, during the 4th Great Shinobi War, everything he ever done built up to him being the Hokage. I said this a while back, but I really want an arc, or maybe not an arc, but a moment where Sarada truly takes a step into Sasuke's past. Not only Sasuke, but the whole Uchiha clan's past. I feel because she's an Uchiha herself, it's really important for her character development to know about these things. I'm gonna say it again, just in case some people may have understood me. I feel like it's unfair for Sarada to be discriminated against because of things that had nothing to do with her. But because of her genes and ancestors, she carries a past of pain and suffering with her that can be used against her if she's not prepared to face it head on. So there you have it. In order for Sarada to become Hokage, she will have to come face to face with hatred and fear, just like Naruto did. It's human nature. There's no denying that this could very well be a possibility for her later on. But the question is, how will she handle it? And is she ready to handle it? Let me know what you all think down below in the comment section. As I end the video, I want all you guys to really understand how important it is for Sarada's future that IKEMOTO takes the time to deepen her character. And it all starts with the past. Really grasp this in your mind. She's been shielded from the truth all her life, mainly because of her father not telling her certain things or avoiding certain conversations with her because he's not ready to talk about certain things. So once again, if you feel like that's something you would want to see regarding Sarada's character, let me know why you feel like that in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and wouldn't mind seeing more like this in the near future, be sure to go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until my next one, I'll see you boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.